panibagong learning, panibagong knowledge na naman dito lang sa Fun with Facts with Ate Kir! So ano po ba yung pag-uusapan natin today? Pag-uusapan po natin ngayon ay tungkol sa anatomy and physiology of the human reproductive system. So this is consist of male reproductive system and a female reproductive system. So ano po ba yung maaasahan natin today? Ano po bang learning ang matatanggap nyo dito sa ating gagawing pagtatalakay ng anatomy and physiology of the human reproductive system? So today, we will gonna be naming the functions of the human reproductive system, identify the structures and function of male and female reproductive system, and explain the menstrual cycle in simple terms. So, are you ready na ba? Kasi ako ready na. But, before that, isang trivia na naman ang malalaman niyo sa akin. Did you know, a human baby's heart begins to beat around 21 or 22 days after fertilization? So, ayan na nga. Sige, let's move on. Isa na naman yung learning from Ate Kir. Yes. Simulan na nga natin kung ano ba ang reproduction. So, reproduction, it is the process by which our genetic material is passed on from one generation to the next generation. This maintains the continuation of the species. It involves passing of genetic material from parent cells to daughter cells. This process requires the sperm from the male and the egg from the female. The fertilization is process of union of a male sperm and a female ovum to produce a fertilized egg or a zygote. When fertilization occurs, the zygote will possess 46 chromosomes, an ovum carrying 23 chromosomes, and the sperm carrying 23. Okay. Para mas mapalawak inyong kaalaman tungkol sa male and female reproductive system, ay may mga kasama ako ngayon, yes, na siyang magbabahagi din ng kanilang mga nalalaman. Sino-sino ba sila? Sina Salve Mark, Jean Claire, at Nest Ann. So, Salve, ano bang nalalaman mo dyan na maaari mong ma-share sa amin?
Thank you, Ms. Douglas. So now let's proceed to the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system consists of the testes, a series of ducts, and accessory glands. Sperms are produced in the testes and are transported through the reproductive ducts, epididymis, different ducts, ejaculatory ducts, and urethra respectively. The accessory glands produce secretions that become part of the semen, the fluid that is ejaculated from the urethra. These glands are the seminal vessels, prostate glands, and the bulbourethral glands. So when we say scrotum, scrotum is the loose pouch-like sac of skin that covered to the testes between upper tights. Scrotum hangs behind the below and below the penis. The scrotum controls temperature from the testes. The temperature within the scrotum is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, slightly lower than the body's temperature, which is necessary to the production of the sperm. So, when we say penis, the penis delivers sperm in the vagina of female reproductive tract. It is cylindrical in shape and consists of head or glans, penis, body and root. Giant's penis is covered with loose skin called the pedus or foreskin. Internally, it is composed of 3 cylindrical spongy tissues containing blood and sinuses.
Okay, today I will explain some most important parts of male reproductive system. First is the testes. So we all know that testes, this is the part that produces sperm. So inside the testes, there's these small compartments called lobules. So each lobule has tiny tubes called seminiferous tubules. And this is where spermatogenesis happens, which means the process of making sperm. The sperm starts as spermatogonia or immature sperm cells, and then they grow and develop. So we can say that the testis is like a factory that makes sperm. Now we also have here the epididymis. So the epididymis, though, the sperm from the testes is still immature, right? So which means it cannot fertilize an egg yet. So in epididymis, the sperm matures and becomes ready. And during sexual stimulation, the epididymis also helps transport sperm into the next part, which is the deferent duct. So the epididymis is like, think of it like a training ground that wherein the sperm is prepared. Next part is that deferent duct. Next part is the deferent duct. This duct works like a highway. So what do I mean by that? So it carries the mature sperm from the epididymis to the urethra. So the urethra is the tube that allows the urine or sperm to exit the body. So the deferent duct is like the passageway that sperm uses to move out. Now lastly, we have also the accessory glands. So these glands do not make sperm, but they produce fluids that mix with sperm to form semen. Okay, to form semen. It mixes with the sperm to form semen. So the accessory glands include the seminal vesicles, the prostate gland, the bulbourethral gland. So their fluids give energy, protection, and help the sperm to move easily. So we can think of these glands as providing food, fuel, and safety for the sperm.
The seminal vesicle are a pair of small, sac-like structure located near the base of the bladder in the males. They play a crucial role in the reproductive system by producing significant portion of the fluid that makes up semen. When we talk about prostate gland, it is a small walnut-sized gland in the male reproductive system. It plays a crucial role in producing fluids. The prostate gland produces fluids that make up semen, which nourishes and protects sperm. Regulating urine flow. The prostate surrounds the urethra helping to regulate the flow of urine. On the other hand, when we talk about bulbourethral glands, also known as the Cooper's glands, are two small exocrine glands in the male reproductive system. They play a crucial role in the production of pre-ejaculate fluid. The functions of bulbourethral glands is the production of fluid. It produces clear, colorless fluid that lubricates the urethra and prepares it for sperm to pass through during ejaculation. It also neutralizing acidity. The fluid helps neutralize any acidity in the urethra, creating a more favorable environment for sperm. Semen is an alkaline, milky, sticky fluid containing mixture of the sperm cells and the secretions of seminal vesicles, the prostate, and bulbourethral glands. While on the other hand, sperm is also known as spermatozoa, are the male reproductive cells responsible for fertilizing an egg during conception. The structure of the sperm, it has head, midpiece, and tail. It is important for fertilization and genetic diversity. Accordingly, sperm production begins at puberty from 10 years old to 14 years of age, and millions of sperm are formed each day in the testes. Sperm mature at the rate of about 300 million per day, and once released cannot survive more than 48 hours within female reproductive tract. A sperm cell composed of head, midpiece, and tail.
Maraming salamat sa pagbabahagi niyong nalalaman, Salven, Dastan, at Jean Claire. So dumako naman tayo ngayon sa female reproductive organs na siyang ibabahagi naman nila Rhea May at Diana Jane. So, simulan na natin, Rhea. Ano na?
So the vagina has a muscular tube around 4 inches or 10 centimeter long that extends from the cervix to the vaginal office. It is also known as the birth canal, allowing for vaginal delivery for a baby. So the vagina opening is usually covered by the thin membrane called hymen, which is ruptured by the first intercourse. So the vagina plays a vital role in a female reproductive system. So now let's proceed to the uterus or womb. So the uterus is a hollow, peach-shaped organ that is the site of menstruation, implantation, and development of fetus during pregnancy. So the uterus is divided into two parts. So the fundus is the upper portion above the entry of the fallopian tubes, and the body is the large central portion. It is where a fertilized egg implants and grows during pregnancy. So the narrow lower end of the uterus is the cervix, which opens into the vagina, playing a key role in childbirth and menstrual flow. So the mucous layer of cervix produces a secretion called cervical mucus. Generally, female of reproductive age secrete 20 to 60 ml of mucus per day. So now, let's talk about the ovaries. So the ovaries are small, oval-shaped glands that are located in the upper pelvic cavity on both sides of uterus. They are 2.5 to 3.5 cm long and 2 cm wide. Each ovary is attached to uterus by a venial ligament. The surface of an ovary is covered with germinal epithelium. The capsule of an ovary consists of connective tissue called the tunica albuginea. In females, tunica albuginea surrounds the ovaries, while in males, it surrounds the testes, playing a crucial role in maintaining their structure and function. Before puberty, ovary consists of primordial follicles. Primordial follicles are small, immature follicles in the ovaries that contain oocytes, or eggs. They are present at birth and remain dormant until puberty. During the menstrual cycle, some primordial follicles are activated to mature and potentially release an egg during ovulation. At maturity, each primordial follicle develops into primary follicle with primary oocyte.
Hey there everyone, I am Diana and I am here to discuss to you the fallopian tubes and the uterus tubes. So stated here that the female body contains of two fallopian tubes which transport the ovum from the ovaries to the uterus. So the ovum is from the ovaries that transport to the uterus. Each fallopian tube is about 10 cm long. It consists of a funnel-shaped end called infundibulum. Now, the infundibulum is surrounded by FHGR-like projections called the F embrya. Fimbrya are attached to the lateral end of the ovary. The ampulla of the fallopian tube is the longest portion, making up about 2/3 or if its length. This isthmus of fallopian tube is the short portion of that joins to the uterus. So we have pictures here. We will just analyze it. Yeah. Now, let's proceed to joke. Ikat lang pala ako.
So first, we have menstruation. So the vagina is the passage for menstrual blood to leave the body. And also, we have sexual intercourse. The vagina is involved in sexual intimacy. And also, we have childbirth. So what I've said earlier, that vagina is the birth canal, so allowing for vaginal delivery of a baby. And of course, we have reproductive health. So the vagina helps maintain reproductive health through its natural flora and acidity, which can help protect against infections.
Ayun! Maraming salamat sa inyo, Rhea May at Diana Jane sa inyong pagbabahagi ng female reproductive organs. So I hope you've learned something from me that you can share it to others. And For more exciting video na naman sa ating Fun with Facts, stay tuned and see you again next time. Bye-bye!